What's up? Got pissed. Well, I'm sorry if this disturbs you. Don't be alarmed.
A world of information rests in the palm of your hand, and networks for instantaneous communication span the globe. Yet a unified vision of our future has never been built. We compete in technology.
Jesus is here? That's pretty big. I don't hear nothing more about my channel being dead. Jesus is here. And really, that's all you need. It's the only viewer you really need is Jesus.
And so it is upon your broad shoulders, Theodore Roosevelt, to charge forth and lead your people on their great adventure. Use your military might to give the peoples of your homeland the square deal they so desperately deserve. Surely, you will raise America into the limelight and attract victory.
Alright, I'm back on civilization. I'm about to start nuking these motherfuckers and taking their cities. I'll start nuking them. What a day. Yeah, let's hope. Shit. It ain't going very good right now, but hey, what's new? What's new? I would drink that screwdriver I got, but I don't have nothing to eat with it, and that's a bad idea. Drinking without a snack is a terrible idea. So we won't be doing it. We'll be putting ourselves through it. Rogue wanted me to stream COD on my hotspot. I told him I would for 2 hours if he bought me Domino's. He said he couldn't afford it. It's getting hard out there, and Rogue can't even afford it no more. That's what you've done to this country. You've ruined the country. Think of how good we had it. We had just around my town, hell, we had 3 movie theaters. The Walmart was open 24/7. You could go to McDonald's and get a whole breakfast for $3. You could go to get a $3 lunch. Yeah, it ain't the best lunch, but it's fucking $3. I mean, damn, ain't bad. And now we got one movie theater where you got to pay like $10 a ticket. Used to be $5. You used to be able to go on Tuesday nights for $5 and get a free. They give you a free popcorn. Think about that: a free small popcorn, a $5 ticket. You just got to buy a drink, and yeah, the drinks are kind of overpriced. But what are you gonna do? Sit there and watch a whole movie without a drink? The fuck? Can't bring one in from outside. Got some candy. You'd have money to get candy. Now you can't even go to the movies. Forget it. They wonder why all these movies are tanking. You hear about it all the time. Like, nobody's going to see movies anymore. It's not that, well, there isn't really a lot of movies worth going to see. That is true. But also, there used to always be movies that didn't look that good. But they, you'd go to the theater. I used to go every weekend. I used to go every single weekend and see a movie. And I would just pick something. And, something that looked like there's some movies that come out, you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll watch that. I mean, there ain't nothing else playing that looks good. Now, you're only going to the movie if it's like, you gotta see it. Maybe I'll go see that Deadpool, right? Like, there ain't no other movie coming out that I can think of besides that Deadpool movie that I'm gonna even bother going to see. I wanted to see that Godzilla movie, but at the same time, fuck it. Who has money for that? That's why I feel like the inflation, like something's got to happen here because it's kind of fucking with everybody's money. If everyone has less money and they're spending it all at the grocery store, that's good for the grocery store, but it ain't good for everything else. It ain't good for people going out to eat. It ain't good. I mean, look at the price of McDonald's. Shit. It's going to get to a point if they keep raising their prices where you're just going to go, you know what? I'll just go somewhere else. Because if I'm going to spend $5, $10 anyway, I might as well just go somewhere else. That's what McDonald's needs to realize. McDonald's is a cheap place to eat. It's a cheap place that has good food for the price. Like the McChicken's good for $1. But when you're almost paying $3 for it, you're starting to question, like, why am I even getting this? Right now it's $2.79. But you can go down to Burger King and get a burger with some bacon on it for 20 cents less, I believe. I'm here to tell you. That burger is better than that McChicken. So when the McChicken costs more than the burger from Burger King, something ain't right. Something ain't right with that. McDonald's is in trouble, I'm telling you. I mean, if you're using the app and the coupons, you can kind of get some cheap shit, but people that are just going there without that app, my God. I mean, they used to have a dollar menu, and they don't have a dollar menu anymore. But they still call it the dollar menu. It's like the Dollar Tree is not a dollar anymore, but they still call it the Dollar Tree. Change your name. I used to hate that, like Dollar General, and there's stuff in there that's not a dollar. Like, if you're going to call yourself Dollar, then everything in there needs to be a dollar. False advertising. And a lot of times it's cheaper to go to Walmart. Take dollar out of your name because it's, and dollar implies cheap shit that costs $1. Or maybe $1 and some change or something, but there's not many things left that cost $1. That drink I got costs 83 cents though after tax. I know where I'm going if I want a drink now. Yeah, it's watered down, but what the fuck are you gonna do? Ain't nothing else to drink in this bitch. Freaky's time to send this in a bun. There is a silver lining, though. I did get a front, so I got something to smoke, you know? Hey. Can't have it all. That's actually better. Send it in the morning. I'll need it in the morning. I'll be starving. It'll come in. If I want to go to Wendy's, though, I got to walk all the way down there. Now, I'm not against doing that because I'm a man, but... And it's not even hard. It's not like I'm like, oh, no, I can't. I could do it right now if I wanted to. I don't want to, though. It better be worth it. That long journey. Can't use that damn bike at fucking tire. Is that where you're at, Techie? Are they doing that at your college? Dude, that shit's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I'm telling you, man, something's gonna happen. Something's coming. You can feel it in the air. It's an election year, and you can feel it in the air. Something's coming. They're gonna do something. Because the Jew hate is like, that's not a myth. Like, I talk to people, and they're like, the Jews want to act like they're the victims, and everyone hates them. And then I'm like, I'm looking around, and the guy I'm talking to clearly hates the Jews. That's the ironic part about it. Like, the people telling me this are like, I talked to him for a few minutes, and I'm like, and I'm not a crazy person. Like, I'm not like, I don't see anti-Semites in the bushes, right? So, I'm pretty reasonable. Like, you sound like you hate Jews, you know? Which I don't even care if you hate Jews. I really don't give a shit, right? It's a free country. Hate who you want. But I just feel like these people would be down to get violent about it if they could get away with it, I feel like. Like, the way they talk about Jews is crazy. It's fucking crazy. I was talking to a dude the other day, and I was just like, I just started working out, and it's like, yeah, whatever. Just gave up on the conversation. Because I said something like, it seems like people hate Jews. It's fucking crazy, you know? And then I can't remember what he said, but it was like, something along the lines of like, can't you see why? Or something like that. And I was just like, man, you tripping. He's like, can't you, you don't see why that, like maybe those Nazi motherfuckers might have had a point, like what the fuck, man? That's the way these people sound. And this dude's a leftist, by the way. This ain't some right-wing guy. It's a leftist dude. And then I told him, I was like, it just seemed like hating all Jewish people seems such a low IQ thing. Like, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I just feel like that's some dumb fucking retarded shit. Like just walking around hating all the blacks. It seems like you gotta be pretty retarded to think like that. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna run through the hood, But I'm not gonna be like, if I see a black dude at the gas station, be like, oh God, it's a black dude. Or I'm gonna think that all the black dudes around me are gonna steal or kill me or something. But the way they talk about Jews is just like, the Jews, man, they're out to get us, man. And they're the cause of all the problems. And it's just not true, man. A lot of your problems they're self-inflicted. I know mine are. So that's not to say that there aren't outside influence that make it worse. Like, it's not my fault the groceries cost what they do. That's somebody else's fault. But there are people that can deal with it because they made better decisions in their life, so they can just deal with it. They're still getting fucked too, though. But people ain't going to get mad about it until they're really getting fucked. And most of those people that got money they can handle it anyway, they vote Republican anyway. Those people already figured it out years ago. Just these other dumb motherfuckers keep voting Democrat. I mean, maybe they can't help with inflation, right? But what the government could do right now instantly is cut taxes and give you some tax relief. So that would help you a little bit, but they're not going to do that. You see. They're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. You don't get any relief. That's what Ron DeSantis did in Florida. You didn't want him. You don't want a guy willing to do that. He was like, the food's expensive, we'll take the taxes off of it. Make it a little bit cheaper. I mean, just literally doing what you can. Just doing what you can. Literally just doing the bare minimum. Just shit that makes total sense. Just makes total sense. Like, all these nerds are trying so hard to get votes. And it's so weird because Ron DeSantis does shit that you're like, man, that should surely get votes. Like, people should be behind that. If I go buy dog food, it'll be cheaper. They're taking the taxes off. If I go buy diapers. I mean, these people talk about they care about mothers so much, but when somebody does something that helps mothers, these are the same people that when formula, remember the formula was like, they couldn't find it forever. Remember that shit? They didn't give a fuck about that. They was like, oh, what's the big deal? Like, think of all the fuck-ups during Biden's presidency. The formula. Remember that? You couldn't get formula for a while. All that. With Trump, what was it? Toilet paper. Couldn't get toilet paper. It's funny, people act like 2020 was the worst year of their life, but at the same time, they don't want to go back to work. Clearly, they like sitting at home, working on their laptop. They've got used to this lifestyle, and they don't want to give it up. If 2020 was the worst year of your life, then you should be wanting to get right back to pre-2020 life. Yes, you go back to the office, and shit goes back to normal. You don't want that. There's still nerds arguing about this. Look it up. They're still fucking... I know you're probably thinking, what am I talking about? Stay at home, work at home. That's over with. No. Look this up. There's still motherfuckers arguing that they don't want to go back to the office. Still to this day, it's happening. They've let these motherfuckers stay home, and now they're like, nah, we don't want to come back. And see, they're paying for all this office space, right? They got leases and shit. They're paying all this rent on this shit, and nobody's even using it. So it's just a big fucking waste, right? Can't even justify having it anymore because these nerds won't come in. They're talking about their mental health. Some nerd crying about his mental health. Hey, I'm here to tell you, nobody cares about your mental health. Nobody gives a shit. You're going to have to pull it together yourself because ain't nobody helping you. There's always something coming around the corner going to fuck with your mental health. You can't have a nervous breakdown every time. Start fucking attacking people or whatever these lunatics are doing these days. I mean, but they're having nervous breakdowns about fucking Palestine. Who has the time, by the way? Like, I just don't understand. These are rich kids. Like, these kids are so privileged and rich, which is funny. It's ironic. This is probably why they bitch so much about privilege, because they feel like guilt. They got intense guilt. Because you got to be privileged to just be able to sit outside some college and cry about Palestine. You got to be real fucking rich. Like, life is easy. Mama and daddy got it. You understand? Mama and daddy got it. You call daddy up and say, Daddy, I need a pizza. You're getting a pizza. You understand? We're talking about a bunch of people that say, you know who my father is, when they get in trouble. They got daddy. Daddy got money. He's got a little bit of power. That's why his kid goes to this college. Dude, I seen the stupidest shit. It was a video. I think it was on Patrick Bet David. And it was some woman at these protests. And all these kids are like sitting inside the building. They've like taken over. I think the riot people, the cops have come in and cleared them out by now. But I think it might still be going on some places. But they were like, they took over a building and they were all living in that motherfucker and they wouldn't leave. And they were ordering like DoorDash and shit. And they were asking this fucking woman. They were asking this woman like, she was like, we got to bring them, we got to let them get their food that they paid for. She was talking about it like they were refugees or some shit in a war. Like, these people deserve to eat their basic human needs. If they don't get their DoorDash McDonald's, why, their basic human needs. And they paid for it. And the guy was like, well, didn't they put themselves in this situation? Like, didn't they put themselves in there? And people just want them to leave, right? Just leave. So it's not like they're being held in there and denied food. They can literally leave and go get a pizza or something. But they're choosing to stay there. And she's like, well, you know. I mean, it's a fucking joke. Dude, there's no hope, I'm telling you. There ain't no hope. There's no fucking hope. These people are retarded. You're surrounded by them and it never gonna change. Are there any colleges left doing that, or have they cleared them all out? And the Jewish students weren't allowed to go to class. They had to stay in their dorms and do remote learning. It's crazy. And then people on Twitter are like, this dude was like, well, show me a picture of some Jew getting attacked or something. It's like, I don't know enough about it. Maybe it's been happening. I don't even know. I'm just telling you, you people are fucking crazy. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That you people sound insane the way you're talking about Jews. All right? You sound insane. And you're not going to be able to convert me. You understand? I don't know. Whatever you say is not going to make me hate Jews. Just hate Jews across the board. And just have some type of beef with Jews. Because I've always thought that's kind of fucking retarded. And why would I become one of those people? So you can talk to you blue in the face about fucking the Jews. But you sound like a Klansman to me. It's the same shit to me. It's a bunch of dumb shit. It seems a little bit more complicated than the Jews. Like, life seems more complicated than, like, all blacks are bad, all Jews are bad, all whites are bad. I think it's a little bit more complex than that. Now, I'm with you if you want to say, the Israeli government is bad. You don't like the Israeli government. That's a government. That's a group of people in a government. That's not what they're talking about. When they get pressed on it, because I'll press a motherfucker on it. You press a motherfucker hard enough on it and make him realize he sounds like a fucking Nazi lunatic. Like, you're just waiting for him to go, look, man, Hitler had a point. He had a point, man. It's like, God damn. They're not too far away from saying that. Some of them probably already are. But, once again, I know what this is. It's something I've been talking about on this channel for a long time. This is another symptom of all the lying. You can really boil all these problems down to fucking lying. Just fucking lying bullshit. They have lied to people so much where people don't believe anything anymore. And they don't really believe history anymore. They look back at history and they think, well, is all this true? Like what I've been taught about history. So you got people that think maybe Hitler was, they lied about Hitler. I seen this shit on Twitter the other day. These dudes going back and forth arguing about this. And this guy trying to explain, Hitler wasn't that bad. And, he didn't kill all. Because they don't believe. You understand. they don't believe. When you see a guy praising Hitler, they don't really even believe that Hitler killed all these Jews. They don't believe it. That's why they're always questioning that Holocaust. They don't believe that. So when you're trying to tell them this guy's evil and shit, well, they don't even believe it. And that's a consequence of lying. I mean, people don't believe shit anymore. So they start coming up with their own history. Or some other guy pretends to know what he's talking about. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, who really can say? You weren't alive back then. You don't know nothing. But it's safe to assume Hitler wasn't some good guy. I mean, he fucking... Unless you just believe everything about Hitler is just made up. And then it's like, well, what? Based on what? You got to have some reason for this. You don't just come out of thin air. And it's just a weird thing to be obsessed about. I mean, I'm not against learning about Hitler. I've watched many documentaries about Hitler and World War II. It's interesting to learn about history, but some of y'all are fucking weird. You're fucking weird. Clearly a guy that was starting wars and killing people is not a good guy. And what does it even matter anyway? That's 1940 fucking 3 or some shit. It's 2024. I mean, at the end of the day, in this country, we got so many problems in the present, we shouldn't even be worried about. Not only should we not be worried about what's going on around the world, but we shouldn't be worried about what happened in the past either, before when any of us were even born. How many people that are alive right now were alive during World War II? Not many of them left. A bunch of old motherfuckers left. That's it. And they're dying every day. Pretty soon be none of them left. So we might as well stop with that shit. But the Jew hate is real. It wouldn't even shock me if I woke up one morning and they were just killing Jews on the campus. I wouldn't even be shocked. I would just say, yeah. I mean, I saw it coming. These people are crazy. Be honest, you wouldn't be shocked. You wouldn't be shocked at all. Because they're unhinged. They really are. And it's weird because the Jew hate is the one thing that connects the right and the left. There's this Jew hate on both sides. The fringe left and the fringe right. I do believe that the fringe left is more mainstream than the fringe right, though. The fringe right is almost a joke. You know, people laugh at them. You know, they're banned off a lot of shit. You know, it's not really... They don't have much influence, you know. But the leftists, you see it. You see it at these college campuses. The leftists fucking lunatics. Let's just call them Nazis. That's what they are. If the right-wing people are Nazis for supporting Trump, then the leftist people got to be Nazis that are outside the campus keeping the Jews from going to class, right? We got to be fair here. These motherfuckers are the Nazis. I don't even think they would be ashamed to be labeled Nazis, which is weird because these are the same people. It's just very weird. These are the same people that labeled Trump a Nazi all these years, and now suddenly they're like, you know, being against Jews is like, that's being a Nazi. I mean, what more criteria do you really need here? I mean, that's one of the big ones. That's one of the big ones. It's fucking weird. It don't even make sense. You can't explain it. How did all these people go from screaming about punching a Nazi to like standing outside the campus and keeping the Jews from going to class? How did we get here? This is insane. Like, I've always kind of seen that type of shit on the right. It's like, you know, those people exist. And they are more right-wing. If you listen to them talk about other issues, they're more right-wing. They're not, they want to shut the border down, right? But they also hate Jews. Like, they want to deport illegals and Jews. They want to get them all out of here. So you should be, and that's the thing, you should be in support of Israel, because that's where the Jews can go. If you want to be, look, obviously, if you hate Jews, it obviously, like, killing them didn't work, right? What Hitler did not work, because as I see these people say all the time, the Jews, they use that, they get the sympathy from it. All right, then. Well, that's what you're saying. So it's just kind of counterproductive. So you really need a place you can send them. Well, you got Israel. I'm surprised that's not what you guys are pushing. Like, hey, you know. But I also think there's a lot to do with, like, the Bible and the end times for a lot of these people. And, you know, they want the sequence of events to take place to usher in the fucking end of the world, because they're insane. Like, there's a lot going on with Israel. You just got to understand it. You've got to fully understand it, what it's really about. Because it's really about that land and those sites and people's religious books and shit. That's what it's really about. When they're sending all that money over there to protect Israel, there's a reason they're doing that. There's a reason they're doing it. And a lot of it has to do with religion more than anything. That's why I told Judy that day, you got to learn about that religion shit, because these people believe it. Whether you believe in it or not, these people believe it. And that's what that shit over there is about. That's what it's all about. This Israel shit has really showed the really crazy-ass people. Like, I see these people on Twitter, you know, they've been talking about stuff for years, and then they're just, like, talking about, like, Israel, and they're all in with these prophecies and shit. People are fucking crazy. And they're willing to blow it all up to make it happen. They're hyped about it. All this war with Israel and shit gets them hyped up, because they're thinking, oh, this is it. Israel's going to war. This is it. And they love it that it seems like the whole world is against Israel, because isn't that in the Bible too? They love all that shit, man. They're hyped up. They see you all at them campuses chanting and acting a fool. They love it. They fucking love it. Deep down, they love it, because it's going to allow them to get what they want. You're not just going to get big. I mean, I don't get what people think is going to happen here. They're not going to let you kill the Jews. They're not going to let you do nothing. Israel's got nuclear weapons, so, you know, they're not going out without a fight. If they go out, they're taking some motherfuckers with them, all right? So I don't know what the fuck y'all got planned here. I think you need to just accept that going in there October 7th, all that lunacy was awful. It was a terrible idea. It definitely backfired. And, I mean, I can't even blame Israel, really, for just being like, fuck. I mean, I remember 9/11. 9/11, though, people wasn't going into people's houses and shit and just murdering them in their house. Imagine just sitting in your house chilling, and some lunatic comes in and shoots you dead. Some crazy terrorist guy. It's crazy, too, because they're like, well, they didn't kill any kids. Man, you know they killed kids, man. Stop it. Knock it off, man. I ain't seen no pictures of them. You don't need to see pictures of people's dead children, bro. You need to knock it off, bro. And once again, that October 7th stuff, how did it work out? How did it work out? Look what has come from it. You talk about all these dead people in Gaza. Well, look what's come. Why do you think that happened? It happened because of October 7th. So I keep watching people like justify October 7th, and I'm like, what are you justifying? You're justifying senseless violence that led to more senseless violence. That's all you're justifying. You're justifying apparently millions of dead motherfuckers, because they're saying millions of Palestinians are dead, And then what'd you have, like 7, 8, 900 fucking Israelis or something, or 1,000 or something? You knew that was going to happen. I told you on October 7th, I said, this is bad. Like, this shit, they're gonna fucking go in there and they're gonna destroy that place because they have to. I mean, you in a way, you have to. You got to understand. You have to understand powerful men in powerful positions. Like Benjamin Netanyahu's number one obligation as a leader of Israel is to protect the people of Israel. And he looked like a fucking punk. He looked like a weak punk. Now, there's some people that say, well, he let it happen and stuff. And then I've heard people argue, no, it made him look bad. It definitely didn't help him. I tend to lean that way now because it's like, does it really help him when you think about it? Does it really help a leader if people don't trust that he can keep them safe? So he's got to, and maybe he did let it happen, so he'd have justification to really just ramp it up, ramp security up, and really lock things down. But he didn't make people attack. He didn't make y'all run in there and shoot it. He didn't make you all get on Twitter and say and praise it and stuff. What I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if he did allow it to happen, you crazy motherfuckers still did it, and you all still was praising it like a bunch of buffoons. Now, let's say that some crazy terrorist motherfuckers came to this country and started paratrooping in. I mean, we all know it go a little bit differently here. Rednecks would be shooting them out of the sky as they was fucking parachuting. I mean, that's what would be happening. Rednecks would be shooting them out of the sky. I mean, you already know what's going to happen in the city. It's lunacy in the city. So you're just going to drop lunatics into an insane asylum. And they might kill a few people, but they're going to run into some crazy-ass bastard that has his own gun. Or some fucking gang or some shit. But if they flew in and killed your family, would you give a fuck? Would you give any fucks? And then you got on Twitter and a bunch of people was cheering about it. Oh, it's fucking fantastic. Would you give a fuck if whoever those people came from, they just leveled it? No, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care. You expect people to care? Y'all went about this the wrong way. I don't know why you think it was going to end any other way. I don't know what you think you're doing sitting at the college. It ain't doing nothing. Terrorism does not work. It does not work. You didn't learn that with 9/11? The United States killed millions of Iraqis. They went into Afghanistan and just killed a bunch of people there, ran heroin out of there. I mean, the consequences of terrorism, that's what it is. The country you terrorize just gets stronger. They just use it to gain more strength. And they use it as justification to come in and kill about 1 million of you. For every 1,000 you kill, they're going to kill 1 million. You understand? Do you understand that? And then you can't even really gain sympathy because you're on Twitter going, oh yeah, it was the greatest day of my life that day. It was the greatest day. Israel deserved it. I mean, I'm telling you, people just look like a bunch of dorks. Trust me here. I'm usually right. You look stupid. The PR is terrible. The optics. Listen, even if you don't believe the Holocaust is real, you've lost the battle. You've lost the battle on that one. People believe it. All right, people believe it happened. And then you want to get hung up on the number, and it's just like, look, just look. You just look crazy. You just look crazy. And I'm not saying you can't talk about conspiracy theories and things like that, but I mean, you people are outside the Jewish, the campus, and the Jews can't come out of their rooms and go to class because there's a bunch of lunatics outside losing their mind, blaming the Jews at the campus in their, blaming them for fucking Gaza. Even if you, but see, the only way that you would think, look, the only way that it makes sense for you to go harass a random Jew that lives in this country is if you truly believe that all Jews are connected in one grand conspiracy to rule the world. And if you believe that, and I'm into conspiracy theories, but if you believe that, you're nuts. You're insane. You're crazy as hell. There is no other way to put it, man. I hate to break it to you, but you've lost your fucking mind. Truly lost your minds. And then the Jews run the world, but they only have Israel. They have this little strip of land. But if they run the world to the level you're saying, then you're fucked. I mean, didn't you kill, well, you dispute the number. But if you killed 6 million of them and they're still running the world, I mean, you kind of lost that one. I don't think they're running the world. You're like, well, this guy that runs the NBA is a Jew. It's like, dude, what are you talking? Relax, bro. Have you ever went through and counted how many Catholics they are? How many Christians there are? How many Satan worshipers there are? Hey, there's a lot of Satan worshipers. We see them. Or do you only count the Jews? I wonder if we put a graph of all the Catholics, the people that are publicly Catholic, that are in Hollywood and media and stuff. I wonder if we get a big list of them. Has anyone ever tried it? Or does it people only care about Jews? You've only decided to do it with the Jews. I mean, there's Jewish people. I'm sure if you count them, you're going to count a bunch of them. And I mean, we don't do this with the blacks. Oh, the blacks. There's a lot of black players in the NBA. I mean, the shit y'all focus on is so stupid. And everybody knows Jews are good with money and Jews are lawyers and things. It's been a common joke for my whole life. Everybody knows that. But that's probably more of a cultural thing. If Jews run, I mean, what about the Indians that run every gas station? You think it ain't profitable to run all the gas stations? That's like a little empire they got going. They run the gas station industry. Some dude will be like, no, the CEO of the gas station is a Jew. All that tells me is that Jewish people are more disciplined. They work harder. Like they get places in life. They actually put the work in and like save their money and shit. And they have they get places in life. They're successful in life. That's all that tells me. A lot of Asian people have the kind of, they work hard. They have good lives. The Asians ain't running around here causing too much trouble. But it's like, it's a grand conspiracy. See, all the Jews are working together. It's like, what? How does that work? I mean, maybe it's practical. Like, how many Jews are there? Like, you killed 6 million of them, so how many are there? Maybe there's not a lot of them. So that maybe the number's low enough that I'd go, maybe, maybe they do all know each other. But I feel like there's millions of them. They all know each other. Like, they're all in each other's phone or something. Like, no, it's in the Jewish book. Well, I doubt that every Jew follows the word of, Judaism to the T. I know a lot of religious people don't follow everything that book says. So I bet you it's the same. I bet you it's like that in all religions. I bet there's some people that take it super serious. Some people that are like almost, they're extreme with it. They kill people over it and shit. And then you got people that, they're just a good person. They do some shit that's probably frowned upon in the religion, but in public opinion, it ain't really that big of a deal, so they just do it anyway. I mean, what's going to happen? But, I mean, if God, that's kind of weird, right? You believe in this book, and you're like, God will give me a pass on this. I mean, apparently not. It's in the book. I don't know. And then there's a bunch of different books, and but these people like in the Jewish book, the motherfuckers said this, they believe this. It's like, man, how many Jews really fucking practice any of that? Like, there's tons of motherfuckers celebrate Christmas. They're not a Christian. They're not a pagan. It's just Christmas, bro. We're putting up a tree. We're eating some candy canes and some cookies. We're going to have presents and fucking delicious treats. And there's Christmas music playing. Don't overthink it, man. It's a big deal. And I'm reasonable, so God must be more reasonable than me. That's the thing. God must be more reasonable than me. I just don't understand. I listen to these religious arguments, and I'm like, I just don't buy it. I don't buy that God is this unreasonable person, that he's so unreasonable and angry, and just he's God. He must be on a level you can't possibly understand. And how angry can you get if you see everything from the beginning of time to the end of time? How angry can you get about seeing it happen? You knew it was going to happen, right? Seen it coming. You've seen it coming since the beginning of the time. Matter of fact, you made it happen. How can you be angry about it? And why would God tell you it's okay to rape a baby or some shit? Like, it's not anything that's telling you that you can rape a baby. God did not say that. There's no way God said that. There's no way. Ain't no way. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ didn't say that. That's why you got to go with Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, the more you look into Jesus, you see that Jesus is the closest to a normal person, just a normal motherfucker with normal, reasonable beliefs. Where he's like, look, these motherfuckers over here are starving. We got some food here. We're not going to eat it all. Let's just give this motherfucker some food. We're going to let him die. Reasonable. Makes sense. Moral. I think there's a bunch of other shit tacked on with Jesus that he don't get down with, but pretty easy to see Jesus' character. If they were telling me it was okay for Jews to rape little kids or something, that if they weren't Jewish or something, I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? And so I'm supposed to believe Adam Sandler's down with that. Like, he's a Jew, so Adam Sandler thinks it's okay to... I'm just not buying it, man. I'm going to need some real hardcore evidence that Adam Sandler's... He's into that. He believes that. And it's going to be more... It's going to take more than it says it in this book. And he's a Jew, so he believes... I'm like, I think that's like extremism. I think all these books got stuff in it, like I said, that's kind of crazy. And it's like, what the fuck? And only the extremists are down with that. Like, everybody else was like, nah, we're not doing that. The fuck? I'm not raping little kids. What the fuck is this? But some people take it very serious. They study the book day in, day out, and they live their life to a T. If that book says they can do something, they're doing it. No matter what you say. They're doing it. It's happening. But when you're outside the college and, like, you're a Jew, you can't go to class because what's going on in Israel, it's like, you're crazy. That's crazy. You've gone into madness. How's that any different from beating the shit out of some random white guy because they killed George Floyd? Same shit. It's the same shit. It's the exact same behavior. You're just angry at anybody white. You seen that white guy? You know how retarded you got to be? And that's the correct word, by the way. Do you know how retarded you got to be to see George Floyd, see that cop leaning on his neck, and you just go out and beat the shit out of a random white guy? You know how retarded you got to be. Like, you got to be such a moron. Because it doesn't make any sense. Makes zero sense. And you're just going to go to fucking prison. So what the fuck is the point of this? It's not benefiting you. This guy had nothing to do with it. Like, what the fuck's the point? Now, if some black guy did that, you'd be like, "That fucking idiot." It's not the word you'd use, though. But when it's done to a Jew, you're like, well, you know. And they're like, well, no Jews have been hurt yet. Yeah, because they got them in the dorm, bro, with the door locked. Fucking retard. You ain't listening to a word nobody's saying, are you? Do you understand? The Jews aren't coming outside because there's a mob of fucking people chanting death to Israel and doing chants to Islam. By the way, Islam was looking real nice, looking real good. It was having a moment, bro. And now, after October 7th and all these shenanigans, Islam looking crazy again, scaring people again. This is not a good look for Islam at all. I know the focus is on Judaism and Israel and all this, but Islam and all this not looking good right now. I mean, it's attached itself to the liberals, and the liberals haven't looked good in years. When's the last time the liberals looked good? Obama? Like, we're talking early Obama, before you realize he's a con man. Before he went to Flint, Michigan, and basically was like, yeah, fuck him. I'm drinking the water. The water's good, fuck him. Early Obama. When you thought, oh, this guy, the first black, he might do something. No, same shit. He ain't doing shit. Making your life worse. I mean, what was the price of the McChicken when Obama was president? And what was it before? I'm going to start measuring things in McChickens. Price of the McChicken. What was the price of the McChicken in 2008 when Obama took office? And what was it when he left? And then we'll get an idea. Because if that motherfucker was like 75 cents or something, oh my God. And then it was $1. Then Trump kept it at $1. Trump was like, this is a fucking mess, but we'll just keep it as it is, and we won't let it get any worse. And then Biden came in and said, we're fucking it all up. If the McChicken's been $1 since like 2000, and that shows you how bad Biden is. If it was $1 under Trump, $1 under Obama, $1 under Bush, then this goof gets into office and it's fucking $2.79. Yeah, we really have no choice but to vote Trump in at that point. Like, even if he's old, it doesn't really matter, because when he was president, that didn't happen. Like, clearly he just kept things stable. Things was fine. Biden is like literally fucking everything up. Biden's a mess. It's undeniable. There really is no point even arguing with liberals anymore. Like, if you vote for Biden again, you're so fucking stupid. You are so fucking dumb. I wonder if Junie hates the Jews. We're not allowed to talk to him anymore. We've paid not to talk to him, but I wonder if he hates the Jews. He probably does. The Jew hate's crazy. And old Nicholas Fences is coming back on Twitter. They're unbanning him. He'll stir it up. He's a moron too, though. You gotta understand. Listening to you rant and rave about Jews, I just think you're a moron. Even if you make some points and I'm like, that's interesting. It's still like you believe all Jews. Like, I think it would help y'all more if you were like focused on Israel and just was like, it's the Israeli government. That's what, because when you start getting into it, well, the commissioner of the NBA is in on it. And like, what does the commissioner of the NBA have to do with any of that? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? You start getting off the deep end, talking about the fucking... Well, you don't understand the producer. The biggest producer in Hollywood's a Jew. It's like, yeah, no shit. Jews run Hollywood. Everybody knows that. A lot of Jewish lawyers, too. What's your point? There's a lot of black NBA players. A lot of black football players. There's a lot of Mexican families running Mexican restaurants. What are you? A lot of Indians running gas stations. What is your point? What the fuck is your point? Different groups of people seem to get into certain professions easier. They seem to be a little bit better at it. Is this news to you? Something new to y'all? Because you notice the Jews do it too. Have you noticed all the black rappers? Like, Jews are good at business. I think it just angers y'all because you're not good at business. And so you're like, well, I can't be good at it anyway because I'm not Jewish. They took it over. It's a grand conspiracy to keep me out of it anyway. Makes you feel better, don't it? Believe that dumb shit. Reality is, you're just an idiot. Or maybe you're not an idiot and you just ain't willing to take the risk, or you don't have the money, or whatever the fuck it is. You're just mad at the Jews. And yet there's tons of examples of people that are successful that are not Jewish. You ignore them. It is the same thing as black people saying, oh, white people are fucking taking over, or they run the world, or what. It's like, dude, tons of black people that got more money than me. They're running way more of the world than me. Like, what are you talking about? There was a black president. There's black senators, mayors, governors, fucking owners of companies and sports teams and all. I mean, what the fuck? Does Jay-Z and Beyonce not have enough money for you? I mean, what the fuck? LeBron James don't ring a bell. Michael Jordan. And there's got to be one broke Jewish dude, too, somewhere. You understand? There's got to be. Got to be some Jewish guys that were just like, I don't want to be a fucking lawyer. No, I'm not a Democrat, you moron. If I was a Democrat, I'd hate the Jews. So did we get all the colleges cleaned up, or there's still some of them nerds out there? Listen, I done told you, protest number one does not work. Name me one time protest has worked in history. Name it. Name me one time a bunch of nerds protested and did any fucking thing. It accomplished anything. There got to be one time, right? Got to be. I'm expecting to see a bunch of examples here, because y'all protesting all the time. So surely to God, there's tons of examples of protests succeeding. And when I say protest, I mean going out, blocking traffic, standing around with signs and shit, standing around on the campus grass with a tent and shit, with your little gay sign, or doing a little sit-in at the city hall. We all laid on the floor until they called the cops. When has it ever done anything? So it's pointless and dumb. You have to accept it. I'm the voice of reason. You will come to me. Just come to me and I'll tell you whether or not. I'll tell you how you look. You look like a bunch of lunatics. You're like, the Jews keep calling us anti-Semites, and it's bullshit. You are anti-Semites, clearly. First of all, stop bullshitting about it. If you're going to hate Jews, then proudly hate Jews. That's what I say. Like, if you're going to hate black people, be proud. Hate them. Don't pretend. And then when called out for it, don't say a bunch of shit, and then when called out for it, be like, no, you know. Don't be outside the college dorm blocking the Jews from going to class. Scaring the shit out of them. Screaming at them when you see them about Israel. They're just trying to go do calculus. You're screaming at them about Israel. You can't be screaming at some random Jew on the sidewalk about Israel and then not be called an anti-Semite. You're clearly an anti-Semite. You hate Jews. You just hate Jews. At least the Nazis were not bitches about it. They were proud about it. They acknowledged it. They didn't hide. They didn't hide it. You people are just cowards. You're cowardly Nazis. Like, that's the thing. Hitler would have killed you dumb fucks too. Like, that's what you don't realize. He'd either threw you into the meat grinder or just tossed you in one of the prison camps too. But it got rid of your ass because you're a bunch of dorks. You're a bunch of useful idiots out there on that campus. Morons. Our hero, Nicholas Finter's our hero. He's going to be unbanned. And he should be unbanned. Because he's not some big bad boogeyman. He's just some dork crying about the Jews on a live stream. It's nothing I haven't heard before. There's been plenty of men that have been doing it longer than Nick Flint is. And it's nothing new. He's not impressive to me. I've seen his videos. I'm not impressed. Not to say he don't say some real shit from time to time, but I'm not impressed. It's not like, oh, he's telling us about the Jews, boy. He's peeling back the curtain. No, he ain't. I heard all this shit when I was 14, 13 years old on the internet, dude. I was reading about how the Jews run the world when I was 13 years old. I'm 37. This is nothing new. I know you all little kids and you think you've stumbled upon some things. But this is shit motherfuckers been talking about for a long time. So just give it a rest. Because at this point, you got to understand, it's like talking about 9/11. We have talked about 9/11 so much, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I talked about it when it first came out. When the conspiracies first came out, I was talking about it. How the fuck would I want to talk about it years later, like 20, 30 years later? Who gives a shit? Who cares? It's over. Believe what you want. It really doesn't matter anymore. If Bush did it, guess what? He got away with it. He's old as fuck. He's going to prison or nothing. Osama, if you believe Osama bin Laden did it, he's dead. And I know what you're going to say. It's the Jews that did it. You don't understand, Smokey. We got to keep talking about it. Because it was Israel. Israel's behind it. And we can still have justice, Smokey. That's what you don't understand. We can have justice for all. The price of the McChicken, Smokey. The price of everything is connected. It's all back to Israel, Smokey. If we hold Israel accountable, we literally have justice for every atrocity throughout history. That's how y'all think. I can understand why that's all y'all want to talk about. You guys are insufferable, like an atheist talking about religion. You're insufferable. Absolutely insufferable. It's all you want to talk about is the fucking Jews. Just like some fucking dude that hates religion. It's all you want to talk about. Everything, he blames everything on religion. You blame everything on fucking Jews. It's hard to talk to people like that. It's like talking to a racist that's just going to blame everything on black people. And it don't take long. Like, you might start talking to somebody, and he might say some shit, and you might say, well, you know, it's kind of, the way he said it was kind of fucked up, but I get the point he was trying to make. And then next thing you know, he's going to say some crazy shit. And you're going to go, oh, what the fuck? This guy's fucking nuts. This guy's not just a little racist. He's fucking crazy. Like, if he sees a black guy, he thinks that guy's going to try to rob him or something. Like, he's scared to death. And that's how y'all are with the Jews. Like, you're terrified of Jews. So don't get mad at black people that they're scared of white people. Like, get over it. They should get to be prejudiced and racist and shit. Hell, you are. You're a fucking bigot. So let them be bigots. Let them hate white people. I don't want to hear no more crying about it. The liberals and the conservatives will unite. Nicholas Fuentes and what's that guy on the list? What's that liberal guy? Jackson Hinkle and Nicholas Fuentes will team up. They have a lot of differences politically, but they have one common goal: to eradicate the Jewish people. And together, united, left and right. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. I predict you'll see it within the next... You'll see it before the end. When are they unbanning Nicholas on Twitter? Because I guarantee they're going to team up 100%. Calling it now. Jackson Hinkle, Nicholas Fuentes will start tweeting each other and their hatred of the Jews, they will bond over their common hatred of the Jews. Like, all it really takes is to form a friendship. It's just bond. Just, hey, we both hate this shit. And then you all just sit together and talk about, yeah, man, he's the only other guy that understands you. You're like, man, all these fucking Jews, man. And then the other guy's like, hey, man, I've been saying it, these Jews. And now I got you here. Man, I thought, people saying I was crazy, but I'm listening to you talk about it. You making total sense. 100% I've been saying it. It's the damn Jews. I seen a post of Jackson Hinkle the other day. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, this motherfucker's a Nazi, bro. Oh, he was praising Kim Jong-un. This motherfucker's nuts. He was talking about North Korea like it was a good place to live, and that was all lies about North Korea. I'm like, this guy's a lunatic. I don't know if he was trolling, but he's a fucking... I mean, I've seen him on Jimmy Dore years ago. He seemed like he was... I mean, I think he's a communist, but he seemed like he had some sense in his fucking head. I don't know if it's the Twitter engagement, getting these Twitter checks, got these people losing their minds. I mean, if Jews run the world, how can you hate on Jews all day and make a living? That doesn't make any sense. Explain that one to me. Fucking morons. Oh, they banned Nicholas off everything. He can't... Well, he's still doing it. Let me tell you something. Nicholas Fuentes has funding. Someone's funding him. Because you can't get banned off everything and not allowed to make money off this shit and just keep doing it. Someone's paying the bills. Someone's sending money. You understand? Or Nicholas Fuentes will be getting a job somewhere and working. I don't know if his family has money, or if he's just saved every penny that he's ever made, because, there was a hot period where he's making a ton of money off the internet. Or if he's just got this crazy fan base that just sends tons of money to him every month. He's getting some money somewhere. How you banned off everything and you're still going? Your show's still trucking along. Money's got to come somewhere. He probably gets paid to appear at people's bar mitzvahs or some shit, right? If I vote, I'd vote for Trump. Like, if I actually went to the polls on election day, I'd vote for Trump. It's not even a question. It's not even a hard decision. I would see Trump on there. I'd say, of course. Hell, I'm not voting for Biden. Wouldn't leave it blank like some fucking dweeb. There's a word that starts with F, rhymes with Bob Saget, that these people should be called that leave it blank. Make a choice, you fucking dweeb. Make a choice. And the choice is clear, Donald Trump. I mean, what the fuck? I don't even see how it's up for debate. No, I told you I'd get on... Matter of fact, I would have got on Madden. But you didn't send the Domino's pizza, and now they're closed. Now they're fucking closed. And so I sit here, hungry. Hungry and alone. Cold. And hot at the same time. Actually, it's comfortable in here. So fuck Madden. You had your chance for some Madden. Now it's too damn late. It's too fucking late. It was a simple 16. I got to come up with $5 to put on the electric bill. They're going to cut that shit off in the morning. It never ends. You definitely got to vote Trump. I probably will go vote for him this time. Hell, there's furries in the school. It's enough. It's getting out of control. I think you just got to go straight Republican down the ballot. It's your only hope. And that's not much hope, but it's more than you're going to get if you vote for Democrats. They're going to install litter boxes and fucking dog houses in the schools. I'm telling you. They're out of control. It's a mess. Look at what I could have had that. Could have fucking had that. But no. No. Could have played Madden. Ate it. UFC 301. God, Aldo's still fighting enough. Dude, Ric Flair advertising fucking Viagra pills is so funny. It's everywhere. What the fuck? What can I watch that Fallout show? Send me a link. I'm going to get off here to watch it. What is this shit going around? The bear, the man, women are mad about it. What is this shit? Does anybody know what the fuck all this shit is? Keep seeing memes about this. But I have no idea where it started or why it's a thing. Yeah, I don't know nothing about it. Sounds dumb. Sounds really stupid. Something I don't even want to know about. T. West, your thoughts on this? The fuck? Nice. Incredible. The new MMA. Why did they block that guy's name out? How much to watch it on this phone right here? Alright, send it in. And the video. Why does it matter if Jon Jones is gay? What the fuck is going on? What are y'all up to? It's crazy. Alright, send 20. We'll watch them both. 10 for one, 20 for both. It's your choice. Send whichever amount and send the video. The ball now in your court, not in mine. Jonathan Jones. Jonathan Jones. Jonathan Jones. They was roasting that dude on Twitter the other day. So he looked like that guy off South Park.
Like Jon Jones woke up today and decided that he wanted a part 2, baby! Let's go! I had no content this week, and now Jon Jones couldn't help himself but address me on Twitter, and now I've got a whole new level of content to put out. We're doing part 2, and this might expose Jon even more than the first one, because in today's video, we're going to go through the tweets that Jon Jones has been making about me. We're going to go, I can't even believe this is happening right now. I'm also going to have a little bit of a rebuttal to Andrew Tate's tweet on this topic about me as well, which is now crazy to say out loud. I'm also going to go through some deleted tweets from Jon Jones himself against me. Can't back up his own words, deletes his tweets about me, does he? Coward. All these people running their mouth online. Hey, I see you, Jon Jones. Keep that same energy, dude. Why are you deleting tweets? We then move on to a big part of this video, though, that I need you guys to understand. We get confirmation. We get confirmation, and I have more evidence about this whole Jon Jones situation that I forgot to put in my original video. So thank you, Jon Jones, because once I made that first video, people were sending me a ton of stuff. People were sending me lots of things. They really were. And I found this very interesting thing here from this video on the screen from the same guy, Deaf Noodles, that was the comedian on stage that Jon Jones was heckling. So we're going to go through that in today's video. But first of all, we're just going to gloss over some of these tweets that Jones has been making. Crazy that we live in a world where influencers can persuade the minds of the boys on the internet. There's also females on the internet, but I know, Jon Jones, you probably just rather imagine them all as boys. Literally some random loser with a microphone in his basement. Not in a basement! I'm not in a basement. I'm not. I was in my parents' shed, okay? Because listen, John, we didn't all grow up nice like you in a suburban household, mate. All right? So I was working out in parents' shed, and then I'm no longer in that shed. I'm in my own place now. So this basement talk has got to stop. I live on my own. I'm in my own place. Either way. People can just say anything they want these days. I find it fascinating. Now, very important to know that at no point in this tweet did Jon Jones say that I was wrong. Now, he may have said that I'm waffling, I'm making stuff up, all this. He never denied the allegation directly, though. That's very important to know. So people said it's a shed, actually, and he said, shit, I'll take the new fans. We got Jon Jones getting up to date with the shed memes of this channel right now.
Nothing wrong
okay?
with the video done.
Look at this. This is how you know it's about me. He's going to make a video now. You made his entire life. Not going to lie, it's one of the highlights of my life. He's now happy you acknowledged him. Good job, John. So this is a John fan, like, why would you do this, John? Now he's going to do another one. And hey, Nostradamus over here, you know? Bro, what a powerful position to be in. Someone mentions your name and maybe make a few $100 or even $1,000 for themselves that year. I'm a blessed dude, all good things. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, John. If you think these videos are getting monetized for a fucking second, you got another thing coming. I ain't made a fucking dime off these, okay? So let's just get that straight first. I ain't doing this for the money at all, because I ain't making shit off these videos at all. I think I'm making like 10% revenue than I normally would make. Either way, thank you, YouTube. Then he starts going after people that are now insulting him on Twitter. Here's a picture of one of my new cyberbullies. He decided to write me today to tell me he believes I like men. What a world. Ah, yes. What a world, John. What a world we are in. And, which is really interesting. And Jon Jones has been waffling shit. So I put him in his place a couple times on social media. I'm not going to lie. You know, he said this first one, so I just hit him with the, why are you gay? Hit him with the classic, you know what I mean? Which is doing quite well. I also responded to Andrew Tate, which I'll get to, maybe at the end of the video. And then just here as well, dude, I'm sick of this clown running his mouth. What did this guy ever do to him? You know what I mean? Quit running your mouth online. And if you're going to run your mouth online, don't fucking delete it about me, dude. Don't delete it about me if you're going to run your mouth. You know what I mean? But, hey, dude, keep the energy with this random other dude online, all good. So I just had to hit him with my quote from years ago. This was after I'd just defeated, that guy. This one when I took on their heavyweight champ. I had to lay down the law on how social media has made people way too comfortable with disrespecting and not getting punched in the face for it. It's one of my famous quotes from back in my boxing days. So there you go. I responded to Jones there. We're going to get into this other stuff as well in a second. Don't you worry about it. But I want to go over the fact that he replied to something directly about me and said, never mind, no studio. This man appears to be unkept. So he's going after me for looking unkept, which I completely understand. This was going to be my response on Twitter. It would have been great. This response would have been amazing, John, and you robbed that of me. Okay? I would have literally quoted, this man appears to be unkept, and fucking stuck this fucking picture straight on Twitter, dude, and it would have been a great response. And you robbed me of that because I think you understood what direction I was going to go in with a response. And he's deleted this tweet about me, like the brave man that he is. Okay? Doesn't even have a green screen. Literally never heard of him until today. Is this who you guys are listening to these days? Quit complimenting me, dude. I know you swing that way, but I'm not interested. I'll be honest with you. These guys complimented me so much. No studio. Doesn't even have a green screen. What's that lighting? I keep seeing people online right now. This guy doesn't even have good lighting. And I'm still conquering MMA YouTube. No good lighting. Barely a quality microphone. Shit quality. And I'm still rent-free in your head. Rent-free in your head. Without any of that shit. You know what a green screen is to me on YouTube, John? It's like Turinabol to you in MMA. I'll be honest with you. I don't need the extra shit. I'm good enough off talent. Something you wouldn't know about. Either way, we move on to some other stuff. This is interesting. So this is the guy, Death Noodles, that was on stage with Jon Jones. He was performing on stage, and now we get into the good part of the video. This is where part 2 really begins. We'll get to Andrew Tate at the end as well. So this is the guy, Death Noodles, the channel name is. I hope he doesn't mind me using his content. I think he's actually probably doing quite well for his channel, so I'm hoping that he benefits from this.
What did John try to fuck this dude?
He was on stage while Jon Jones was in the crowd, and we exposed this in my last video. Jones was... If you didn't know it was Jones, there was a gay man in the crowd arguing with a comedian. That's all I'll say on that. And there's nothing wrong with that, YouTube, okay? I feel like that's like Tourette's that I have now, telling YouTube there's nothing wrong with it. Either way, this guy's got more to say about that topic of Jon Jones in the Comedy Store, confirming that it was Jon Jones and confirming that Jon Jones was up to something with a bisexual comedian. John, you should have just shut the fuck up. Seriously, before I even get into playing this shit, just shut up next time and take your abuse. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm sick and why don't they learn not to respond? Do not engage. I'll cook more. I'll cook more. Let's let it play.
And I should add, I don't think most people in that room knew it was Jon Jones at that moment. Personally, I didn't know. I had no idea it was Jon Jones.
It was Jon Jones in the crowd. 402. Listen to this. Remember how I was telling you that the comedian was suggesting that Jon Jones was getting handsy around the groin area of the man next to him? Let it play.
It was happening. And I should add, before I actually got called up, I saw something pretty bizarre happening, okay?
He saw something pretty bizarre happening.
Because as I said, I was sitting in the back of the room, and...
All right, Ian Gary.
I was observing John, and I was just kind of noticing his behavior, right? Because you got a heckler, you got a drunk person in the building. It's an open mic. We're a little more lax than, say, the Comedy Store or one of the big 3 comedy clubs when it comes to just heckling in general, because it's a bunch of, comedians just, like, working out their shit. We don't give a fuck usually, but, if we have to, we'll kick you out. But we're a little more lax.
So what did you see Jon Jones doing, Death Noodles? What did you see Jon Jones doing in the crowd?
But I was observing, and John had his arm around his girl, right, who had, I guess, like a New Zealand-type accent.
His girl that night had a New Zealand-sounding accent. Was he saying the word botched now and again? Trust. Was he saying anything like that? Did you hear anything from that girl with a New Zealand accent? We're not going to get caught up on this bit, but I'm just saying Jon Jones's wife is not from New Zealand. So Adesanya in a dress and heels that night, we just don't know the truth. I'm not going to put that out there. We don't have enough conclusive evidence to dictate that that's who it was. But let's let it play anyway, because this next bit's very interesting. So he's got his girl there from New Zealand. Had one boob, they say. Either way. Had his girl from New Zealand there. But what else was John doing while he was with his female accomplice?
But he was reaching over to a comic who was sitting there next to his girl, and he was touching him in ways that were not appropriate.
Sorry, do we have an eyewitness account of Jon Jones inappropriately touching a male comedian at a comedy show on the groin? Let it keep playing, though.
I was surprised because the comic is bi. So.
And the guy that Jon Jones was doing this to was bisexual by chance. There's nothing wrong with it, YouTube. There isn't anything wrong with it. This is a compliment video. And if you see this as a video of insults, you're the bigot, as far as I'm concerned. So let's see where you lie, YouTube, eh? So am I hearing straight? Oh, sorry, maybe straight isn't the word to use here. Am I hearing correct that Jon Jones, whilst out with his New Zealand girlfriend who had one boob and was also really into MMA and had a bunch of dogs around him, either way, he had peanut butter oozing out of his pockets, I tell you. No, I'm joking. Was touching up a bisexual comedian that was next to him. That's Jon Jones, is it? Inappropriately, they say. And this is where the guy mentions it when they're on stage. Listen to this.
By the way, Mike, I saw his hand slipping over to you. What was handy? What's going on?
I saw his hand slipping over to you, Mike.
Yeah,
and this is a
on
bisexual
video?
guy in the crowd. And is he giving you a handy? What's going on there? We let it play.
He was like trying to move John's hands out of the way,
Trying to stop the advances of Jon Jones.
but John like kept reaching over.
But Jon was persistent. So it's not just that Jon Jones is out here hitting on men. He's getting turned down by them and actually being a bit down bad for it. Like, let's be real here. This is come on, bro. Like, this isn't even like, wow, dude, he has Riz. Not only is he gay, but this dude has no game. This dude has no Riz to it. So it's even worse, in my opinion. It's like, I don't even want to bring up the Adesanya stuff, but the dogs in the Adesanya story were male. Like, somehow there's layers of how it gets worse. Like, it's just like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? So he's forcing himself on this man who's trying to move his hand away like, oh, please, Jon, no, not now, I'm not in the mood. And he keeps putting his hand around this guy's groin, does he? Interesting stuff.
And that's why I mentioned what I said on stage. When I got up on stage eventually, I said, well, you know, it seems like you're touching Mike. That's his name. You don't fuck Mike. Mike fucks you, you know. Anyway, I finish my set, get off stage. The lights come up. And Jon is actually chatting with everybody and shaking hands and being very nice.
Oh, wow. That's good to hear.
I still didn't recognize him. I'm a UFC fan, but Jon was very nice. AC, Vitor Belfort, but all that aside, Jon was very nice. He was very nice after the mic. He chatted with a bunch of comics. He went to high-five me, and I high-fived him back, and he did this with my hands. And I was like, okay, this...
He's gay! And that's a compliment that I've screamed at him. I've screamed that compliment at him because I see that as a compliment. Gay! He's gay! And I see that as a compliment. So I'm screaming a compliment about Jon Jones. And if YouTube doesn't see it as a compliment, then YouTube makes their bed and lays in it. There's more. Not just that one. Thank you so much, Jon, dude, because I wouldn't have made this video otherwise. To be honest with you, yesterday I thought I'm retiring. Yesterday I had a real deep think to myself saying, I don't need to do this YouTube shit anymore. I shouldn't have made that fucking Chandler video, man. What the fuck am I doing? And I was just like, oh, dude, I'm fucking quitting this bit. But you know what? Jones has given me the fire. You know what I'm saying? So let's have a listen to what Jon Jones said here. And by the way, Jones tweeted a bit more. He's now looking at fighting Pereira next because he's just blatantly ducking Tom Aspinall. All good. I love having God's favor over my life no matter who or what rises up against me. Love stuff rising up against him, does Jon Jones, especially in a comedy club. I just feel like I continue to rise. Say that one again. I know for a fact my existence makes the devil mad. I don't know. Being a Jon Jones hater must be great. Business, Jesus is king, glad to be loved by him. Loved by him. Common phrase heard around Jon Jones's social circles. Interesting. Alex is being a more marketable fighter. He's just trying to bait Aspinall, your duck in Aspinall farm is basically what he's doing. I'm far from a perfect human being. It's all good. The goat loves Jesus. I'll keep doing my part. Now, of course, this is not a surprise because Jesus is a man. So, of course, Jones loves him. We'll get to the Andrew Tate thing. Let's have a listen to what Jon Jones was saying during this interview. Oh boy, Jon Jones, you have really messed up today. Let's see what Jon Jones was saying during this interview with DC.
Tell you that. And the things that you say. Okay. And the things that you say. Okay. Well, you're going to have to show me. I challenge you.
I mean, already it's gay. You know what? Yeah, it's so crazy how, like, what you do behind closed doors is as soon as you acknowledge it or as soon as it's a thing to you, it becomes like a complete, like everything you now do is that, you know what I mean? Like John couldn't pick up a water bottle without, dude, he picked that up kind of gay, you know what I'm saying? But this is Jon Jones being sus again.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to show me. I challenge you to break me. I'm going to try, but you think you can break my spirit?
I challenge you to break me. That was such a... Whatever, though.
Do. I really do. I challenge you. We will see on September. See, this is the beauty in all this, you know? Like, he could get mad, we could fight, but on September 27th, they're going to close that door, and Bob Cook and Javier Mendez are going to go on that side of the cage, and Greg Jackson, those guys are going on that side of the cage, and it's going to be just me, John, and someone else.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's when it's going to...
What?
It's just going to be me, John, and someone else. Ooh, yeah.
You get good. And it's going to be intimate.
Okay, maybe he's just joking around. There's no way he'll continue this shtick. And
passionate.
And passionate. He loves that DC was leading into that with him.
I'm going to make him my wife.
What the...
He's a gay man. Now, maybe John meant that differently, because even Megan O'Leary's confused about that one. Maybe John just meant, I'm going to leave him in a bloody pulp. You know what I mean? Maybe that was like a threat from Jon Jones. I'm going to make you my wife. So he's going to, like, beat up Daniel Cormier. Or maybe, I don't know. We don't know, really, with Jon Jones, do we?
Not that kind of presser.
You're going to be Mrs. Jones for the night. That is not true. That could never...
This might be the gayest trash talk we've ever heard. In a complimentary way. And McGregor's just sat there in the middle of it like, me? What you mean, you mad gay boy? You know what I mean? What you saying up here, you mad feel of a thing? You mad... I can't do it without having a slur come out. Because that's how McGregor would say it. What you mean, you're gay up here, Louis? Somebody say they're going to knock someone else, you mad fool of a thing. Sick and tired of hearing you two flirting up here, yeah?
Never happened. I'm going to rub on that big old belly.
This is a gay man. This is a gay man. This is Jon Jones, a gay man.
And you're going to like it. Yes, you will. It's going to be right in your face. I'm going to put it right in your face. I'm going to take it on. I'm going to smother you with my big old fat belly.
Look how much Jones loved that one. That got a real good chuckle out of him.
Big old fat belly.
A real good heterosexual chuckle out of Jones there.
Go ahead.
Am I going to like it?
Hey.
He wants more. He wanted more from that. Am I going to like it? Like, no, we're done, Jones. Couple back and forth lines. McGregor and Poirier's turn. And he's like, am I gonna like it, Daniel? He's just like, dude, we've moved on. Even Megan O'Leary's like, okay, come on, guys, that got weird.
It's actually pretty. It's actually kind of nice.
This is getting weird, guys. This is getting weird. Next question.
Gay man. This is a gay man. A gay man. This is what it is. There's this
Just
one.
tall. People think I do bad against tall people, so I'm excited for this challenge. He's undefeated. So yeah, this guy tickles my pickle, and I cannot wait.
Pause.
You said it, Reyes. Pause. If only we could have paused your downfall. All good, though. All good. This is another thing that Jon Jones has said. There's just so much more. There's so much more all the time. Listen to this one that Jon Jones said. This was when Jones went to jail in a fight camp. This is ancient stuff right here. Let's have a listen. This is Ariel asking him about his experience in jail just a few weeks out from his big fight. Let's have a look.
How are you moving on from this? How are you dealing with all of this after what happened to you? A very unique thing to happen 3 weeks out before a fight.
How are you dealing with this very unique thing to happen 3 weeks before a fight? About going to jail.
Well, I just can't stop thinking about my boyfriend. I left back in that cell.
What?
He just can't stop thinking about his boyfriend that he left back there in his cell.
What the fuck?
We had some really good times together in a short few days.
We had some really good times together.
So he was kind of bad. I wrote him. He hasn't wrote me back yet. So just hoping he got my letter.
One of the most awkward answers, and only we get this from Jon Jones. It's interesting stuff, guys. Very interesting. I know it's a joke. It's a joke, but when they all get put together, this guy loves a little gay joke. He loves it. He's only joking, guys. I'm not gay. I was only joking with that guy at the comedy club. I'm just joking. Dude, I bet you P. Diddy stuff started as a joke. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Jon Jones is P. Diddy, but what I'm saying... But this guy's P. Diddy, man. I'm telling you, dude, if this guy was a little bit more in control of himself when he was drunk, he would have been having these parties, dude. I'm telling you. And I bet you it would have been like... He'd be like, oh, hey, Terrence McKinney, up-and-coming prospect. I bet you this is what Jones would be doing if he could handle his drink a bit better. Dude, he wanted to be the P. Diddy of MMA. All good, though. All good. That's just a really weird joke.
A very unique thing to happen 3 weeks out before a fight.
Well, I just can't stop thinking about my boyfriend. I left back in that cell. And we had some really good times together in a short few days. So he was kind of bad.
Let me go see what this dog's barking at. Alright. I just want to go outside.
I wrote him.
There we go. That's that. So that's it. That's all I got today. I just thought I'd cook him one more time. We got a tickle's a pickle. I'm going to make it my wife. All of this stuff has different connotations to it now. This shit is crazy to me. Fucking insane to me. So I hope that gets around. That's insane. That's the insane bit of information I had. And then him just tweeting. He just keeps tweeting. I don't know why he deleted the tweet that he referenced me in. I don't know. It's kind of lame. It's kind of lame. It's kind of gay in a compliment. I meant it as a compliment. But it's all good. You know what I mean? I'll keep cooking. It's all good. Jon Jones, everyone. And also Andrew Tate went after me, so I was going to use this to get back at him as well. So he saw John's tweet getting a bunch of steam about me. And he said, correct. And they lie by omission. They omit all of the evidence against their narrative. 999 pieces of it. Find one which semi-supports their bullshit and then they amplify it. Peasants who fear the arena never enjoy the shade of an olive tree. Their hearts are poor. I mean, this is just this guy thinking that he's in fucking... he's fending off Genghis Khan, you know what I mean? Chill out, you know what I mean? Tristan's way cooler anyway. We get it, you fell off. You don't need to start fucking being a modern day fucking gay Socrates in people's replies. I understand why Tate's doing that. And also I find it very funny that Andrew Tate is a supporter and defender of Jon Jones. Now, I was a big fan of Andrew Tate. I'll be honest with you guys. Not a big fan, but I find him funny. I thought Andrew Tate was very funny. I thought Tristan Tate is very funny. And I could see past whatever thing they said that I disagreed with in order to just appreciate the humor of the content and shit like that. But, yeah, I just think it's a wonder and a shock that Andrew Tate is such a big fan of Jon Jones. You know what I'm saying?
When I talk about what women don't find, that women don't know what men find attractive, earlier on this podcast, everything I said, the webcam company I was running proved that perfectly. The women who were on stream were beautiful, but they didn't have a fucking clue what to say. They were saying all the wrong shit, man. Every day they were saying the wrong shit, and we were losing customers. Everything I was telling you earlier about wanting to be innocent. They're saying, oh, I've been here, I've been there. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're talking to some dude. He doesn't want to hear where you've been. He knows you can't be a 10 talking about how you've been to Dubai to some fucking dude in Minnesota who's fat. He ain't gonna ever believe that he's gonna get you that way. You gotta lie to him. You gotta lie to him.
By the way, that little lame laugh from him. People tell me I'm like the worst guy online. This guy here and this guy here literally make probably more than me sitting there laughing at people. I ain't taking no more fucking insults about what I do for a fucking living. You're a fucking YouTuber, dude. Dude, I could have done way worse shit for content, honestly. Either way, though, let it play.
She's like, lie and say what? Say that you've never been anywhere because you don't trust men. You can't find a man who's serious. Make him think that if he's serious about you, that nothing else matters. Wow, you gotta put a famoose on it. So I'm trying to teach these women, and the women kept fucking it up. So I said to him, it's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged the new one in for me behind the screen.
Sorry. So while these women are nude talking to men who are most definitely edging, at a bare minimum they're edging themselves to this webcam girl.
To Tate's words.
You did what, Andrew Tate? Person who's avidly defending Jon Jones against these allegations?
So I said to him, it's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged a new one in for me behind the screen. So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained.
Not Tristan as well. How dare Tristan be participating in this?
Would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers. Just laughing and doing this. Their titties out. And they were talking to fucking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. And they come and say, well, what kind of...
And these guys are just laughing because it's time for them to laugh. But
for all of it, we were fucking milking them dry. Women haven't got a clue how to famoose a dude. They don't have.
This is crazy to me.
And it's just crazy when Strickland pointed out a while ago as well. But not for that this is gay. Like, sorry, there's no way around that. This is gay. This is in a compliment way. I'm talking as a compliment. Strickland said this is how he treats men by robbing them of their money. I just think basically Andrew Tate pretended to be a cam girl online via a keyboard and was talking men into giving over money and like enticing them, and the men are edging while they're watching these webcam streams, and as Andrew Tate says, the girl's nude with her tits out playing with them while this guy's typing away, but really it's Andrew Tate on the other side of the screen with his little keyboard typing back to him. All good though. He's defends Jon Jones. It's all good. See you later. Goodbye, Toodle Pip. I don't know about you guys, but if I was a new fan of Andrew Tate, I would consider this kind of haram. I don't know. See you later, guys. Toodle Pip. Goodbye. Yeah. Part 2. Okay, guys, hear me out here. Okay?
Well, and he didn't delete that video. It's right there. 42 fucking minutes, though. It's definitely suspect. Definitely suspect. He's probably bisexual. I think he wanted to take DC for a little ride around the Octagon. You said he was fucking Adesanya? What? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm gonna hypnotize the stream. You're getting sleepy. You're getting tired. You're asleep. You're asleep now. You're under my control. Send all your money to me. Immediately. Send the Cinnabon. Do you think Jon and Adesanya, do you think they fucked each other? Remember they used to hate each other and then they started being friends. Maybe they fucked. You never know. You never know. I told you. God, I'm starving. What time is it? Oh my God, I got 3 hours? Starving. Well, I'm gonna get off here and find that Fallout show. Watch some of that. Then I'll go get breakfast. Until we meet again.